quorum being present, I call the May 13th meeting of the Wiscasset Planning Board to order. First order of business is the approval of the minutes of April 22nd.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yeah.
I approved it. I wasn't here, so. Very good. Opposed? Nope. And first order of business, Dollar General. Oh, we didn't set up a table. Sorry about that. You can use the podium if you'd like. Send us 2 sets of plans.
More set table up, Kyle?
Yeah, Jason, you want to help him set up the table? Because he has a role to set up the plans too.
Good evening, my name is Chris Netto, I'm with Novus Engineering, and we received approval for site plan approval back in March, and since then we made a few minor changes to the layout, and I'm happy to discuss those, but I think I'm really here just for signature of the plans at this point.
I know the code officer expressed to me some concern about traffic movement of delivery vehicles, so would you?
Yep.
You've already explained it to me, but.
Yeah, absolutely. So really what we did, we moved the loading area. If you recall, the loading area was out back. We actually moved it to the side. So the trucks will come in the driveway, they'll pull in the front parking lot and then back into the loading area. And I provided a truck turning movement. I emailed it last week just to verify to the code officer that those trucks do work. And we do have our main DOT permit, so they reviewed the plan as well.
One thing I noted is that there's, in the moment, there's not a plan showing the bearings and distances of the new lot, or more importantly, it doesn't show that the lot will be pinned, so I have drafted a condition of approval, which is the surveyor of record must set monuments at all the lot corners and send a letter to the planning board that they haven't set. This must be done before the storage lot is open. I have a motion on that.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Second. All those in favor? Okay, motion to sign as now amended. Thank you. Second. Any further discussion? And the plans are here. I have these as sticking pieces. So. Oh, all those in favor?
That's the best.
Yes, for the sign. So I'll stick this on there and I'll set it up front.
Just quick, you just said that the trucks will pull in, basically go left in front, swing around, point, back across the road, then back in.
Not the road.
Oh.
They'll come into the parking lot, and parking area out front for the customers.
Oh,
They'll pull
okay.
in there and then back into the
The
road.
front facing the restaurant.
That's,
That's it.
Here, I can show you better. So they'll come in off Route 1 and pull into the parking area that's in front of the store.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then they'll back in.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do like this. You're talking like this.
Yep,
They'll do that while the store is open.
that's right, yep. That's customary for Dollar General, we receive.
Right, yeah, I was just wondering.
I'll put these up there for everybody to sign.
We haven't read those.
Oh, you signed already, all right.
Oh,
We had to get in before the cutoff date for the maps.
how do you park that big truck? You signed it, you signed it?
5 years.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's one, it's one, it's one.
Lester? Thank you very much.
Thank
Welcome
you
to
very
Wiscasset.
What? Thank you.
Good luck.
Good night. Thank you.
All right, next order of business. Coffee. Wait, that's right. Do it someday.
You have to get me. Well,
You want to say some stories? Just like I'm calling.
That's what I heard. Is that
Good evening, thank you for having us. My name's Willard Morgan, I'm president of Chewonki. It's just, we were here in December with a larger scope, giving you a sense of a master plan. We're back with our first phase for your consideration. I just want to introduce a couple other staff who are here and might help us with questions, so.
I'm Nancy Kennedy, and I'm the Vice President for the camps at Chewonki. And I'm Anna Hunt, I'm Director of Operations at Chewonki.
And they're tightly involved in project development too. And just a couple things, just for a reminder, as you know, we're a school and a camp, and the activities that we're supporting with these new facilities are similar to what we've done for 100 years on site. And the specific programming that we're going to be supporting with the facilities in the application that you have here, that program already exists with campers coming to campus and going away on trips and to other sites, and we're just adding the facilities on our campus to support that. And then we have, as we know, we have other plans to add to that in the future. But this first phase is supporting existing programming in a better way, which we're really excited about. So Jan Wegman here will introduce himself. Sure. And I'll let him take over in terms of how the site plan responds to the program need, and then we'll be able to answer questions. So thanks for having us.
Good evening. I'm Jan Wigman with Wright Pierce. We're the design engineers for the site design. As Willard had mentioned, the project, this first phase of the project entails creating an on-site girls' camp, which will consist of 7 girls' camp or camper cottages, 2 staff cottages, and a bathhouse. And then we'll also need to put in a roadway to get there, as well as utilities to support it. And there'll be some other minor changes internal to the CEE building that will go along with that. And there'll be a dock that will be put on the western waterfront to support the girls' camp waterfront, to create a girls' camp waterfront for them. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do is just walk through the site plan with you. In our site plan package, what we have is we've created like an overall view of the core of the campus, which will be this here, for instance, this is the existing conditions. It's not the entire parcel is over 300 acres. We're just talking about the central portion, which is, which is where all the development occurs currently. So that's where the farm is, the existing boys camp, the other educational buildings and the residential buildings that are on site. So that all occurs in this core, which is within this overall here. And the girls' camp is going to be developed on the eastern side of the Chewonki Neck Road. Essentially, once you get into campus, it'll be on the east side of the overall core of campus, what exists today as a core campus. And there was a lot of thought that went into that, to the placement of the camp and how it relates to the overall site. And there's as I mentioned, there is a boys camp that on the western side. Currently, the boys camp is on the western side. They wanted to have some separation for some obvious issues, obvious reasons, I would think. And then also, there are some core areas within this internal part of the campus that are shared by both. For instance, the farm is shared by both boys and girls camps, and other common core items. And so we looked on the site, and in terms of going further south on the neck, that would have involved doing a lot more infrastructure, more road building and so forth. This location here comes off the main road. As you're coming into camp, there's some tennis courts ahead. There's the existing maintenance facility on the right, and the farm is the first thing you'll see, and then the maintenance facility, and there'll be a road that extends into the girls' camp area. There'll be some area that'll be cleared for a central activity area, and then there'll be 7 camper cottages that'll be built into the trees. Basically, we're going to leave as many trees as possible. We've located these approximately on the site plan. What we intend to do is to go out there and locate them more finely with regard to if there's existing trees or other little features that might be there, rock outcrop that we might fit in well. So, and then also if there's other factors that we'll look into. But this is approximately where they'll be located. The 2 staff cabins will be located on opposite this cleared area. There'll be a bathroom facility, and again, there's a few parking spaces to support some staff, not spaces as well. There'll be a turnaround at the end, this feature here is an under-drain soil filter, it's a stormwater feature. And so that's basically what's happening here. There'll be a leach field that'll be located between the core campus and this site, and there'll be a new pathway that'll also be providing for utility corridor, underground utility, electric, water, and the wastewater will come up in that corridor as well. One of the things that we've done is the overall master plan is in front of DEP currently for review, and we've also met with Army Corps and DEP regarding wetlands and natural resource impacts. And one of the things we've done since we were here in December is we've gone through and we've kind of revised the site plan and refined it a little bit more, so that all direct wetland impacts, we have 0 direct wetland impacts. So we're not impacting any wetland directly. We are going to need, in order to do that, we have to cross a wetland to get into the site. So we will be building a bridge across a small bridge across a wetland. Yeah.
29 feet.
So it'll be a 1-lane bridge, but it'll be 16 feet wide. But it'll support one lane of traffic. There's not going to be much in and out traffic here at all. I mean, this is the campers are on foot. There'll be a few, like I said, a few staff parking spaces, but they're going to be with the campers for the most part. So that's how the access will work. It'll be a gravel road, wide enough, just 18 feet wide, so wide enough to pass 2 cars. Again, it's a very low volume road, so we don't anticipate a lot of cars meeting each other on the road or needing to meet each other. Yet it is wide enough to support getting a fire truck out there and so forth. So this will be the initial phase. There'll be some work that'll be done at the CEE as well to help support the girls program, some changes there, because there'll be some dining facility. There's an existing kitchen there that'll need to be modified to make sure they have the capacity to serve this project. And then there's some clearing that's gone on back behind the building that'll also support an activity area for the campers. And then on the west side, there'll be a dock, over here, there'll be a dock that will be put in. This is the existing boys camp dock. There'll be a new dock put in for the girls camp. Now that dock's been approved by Army Corps of Engineers already, so we have granted approval to put this dock in on this side from their perspective. Obviously, that dock is going to be going in over here from the overall.
Is that an all-tide dock?
An all-tide? Yes.
Yeah, we have both permits. We have the intertidal area, and then we also have the actually putting in the float piece.
From a grading perspective, again, we've tried to work very closely with the existing grades on the site. It's really difficult to see the overall, but I'll flip that over just so anybody wants to follow along. Again, we're trying to keep the road within a few feet, very close to grade of where it is now. And part of that was a refinement of having to walk through and look at how do we place it so that we don't impact wetlands, and then also we don't need to take out a lot of rock, for instance, if there's a ledge outcrop someplace. So we tried to work with all the natural features to locate this road so that we didn't impact, we'll have minimal impact. And then from a stormwater perspective, we're going to have this under-drain soil filter that'll collect water from the road area as well as some of this field area here and treat that before it gets released. So that'll be, that'll meet the DEP requirements for stormwater treatment in this particular area. We'll have a second one a little bit further south, and that'll again capture from this open field area as well as some of the cabins, portions of the cabins. The cabins will all be built on posts, so there's not foundations underneath them per se. So there'll be minimal grading in order to fit them in. You'll just extend the post height if the grade drops on the backside, for instance, which it will along this ridge line here. So we'll be able to fit them in without doing a lot of earth moving and so forth. So we feel it's got a pretty light footprint in terms of the overall grading and so forth. Moving on to this here, we'll just show, there's no grading plan for the dock area. That's going to fit, again, the terrain going down to it, as well as the clearing area behind the existing CEE building. This is the utility plan. There will be a new well drilled behind the CEE. That'll be fed back to the CEE, and water line will then come back out to the restrooms and the staff cabins. That'll feed that, and then sewage collection will, again, there'll be toilets and showers in this area that will go to a septic tank, and also from the 2 staff cabins pumped up into this leach field area that we'll have here. That leach field area is built along an existing trail that kind of runs down through that spine, so it's kind of in that area as well. Electrical will come, again, as existing transformer and electrical lines up here by the CEE. There'll be an underground line coming back to the restroom and the staff cabins. There won't be any lights that I'm aware of in the girls' campers, in the girls' camp. I mean, it's supposed to be a camp, a rustic camp, and that's gonna be that way. So. And then we also had prepared erosion sedimentation control plans so that we'll, any earth disturbance will make sure we have appropriate protections along the perimeter and so forth to minimize any erosion control associated with the site work. That's the overall view or run through the plans in the program. And I don't know how many of you have had a chance to look through the application. What we did in the application is we have laid out sections in the applications that correlate with your section, with your Article 8, Section 9, the site plan review standards. And we have responses to all your particular criteria in there. Be happy to run through it with you, but don't want to take the time to do that if you've already had a chance to look through, or if you've got any other questions at this time, we'd be happy to entertain questions.
I have just one quick one. All these graphs, the rainfall and who requires you to do all this stuff?
Yeah,
The Army Corps?
That's the
DEP?
DEP. The DEP, what we did is we have an overall stormwater plan for the entire development, the master plan development. We didn't break out just this little piece of it for this application because it would have been very complicated to pull it all apart. So what we did is we included the entire stormwater calculations from DEP for the entire development. As if it was the whole
The entire property, that's all in these graphs. right
It's
here.
all in those graphs. Those graphs represent the peak rate of runoff
A lot
in
of work.
particular. Well, a lot of it's done by computers, but it is a lot of work setting it up. That's
Right.
correct. Those represent peak runoff rates from different watersheds within the site for various storm events, 2, 10, and 25-year storm events.
All right, well, so a great deal of it was that in there. I went through everything.
That is true. There
This
are a lot of
was
things
not-
that. It's a lot of volume.
It's interesting. I could not decipher much of it, but it's not there. So I was curious about that.
I'd be happy to walk through how these particular underground soil filters work if you'd like to have some specific information on those.
I don't need that personally. Thanks.
I just had one question about how long has the Chewonki School, as it is now, been run on that property? I know as a kid, I used to walk down there and use the swimming facilities, but I'm talking 40, no, many years
You
ago.
don't have to say.
So how long has the school?
So if you're talking about swimming facilities at the Chewonki campground?
Yes.
So we're farther down, we're a
Yes,
mile and a
I
half down, yeah, so we're separate, that's a private business,
Yes.
right? And so we've been there since the summer of 1918, so it's our 101st year there. Obviously, it's grown
Yes,
over
yes,
time.
yes.
That first summer, there
But I
was,
knew it was a long, it's been
yeah,
a long.
that first summer was small. Yeah. So we've been on there continuously, and the original property wasn't the entire peninsula. So the original property was about a third of the peninsula in the 70s. The rest of it was sold to us. So.
I can tell you, Wiscasset is very proud to have Chewonki in our community.
So these deeds at the beginning from 1963, that was prior to getting that whole peninsula.
Oh, that's a good point. So it had been privately owned by a
Right.
teacher leader, and then it was sold to a nonprofit that was established by alumni of the camp. And so that's when that all switched
Oh.
over. And then then some other deeds were acquired later in the next 15, about
Right.
14 years later, it was all acquired.
Because I thought it was older than that when I saw the
Yeah.
63. I thought.
Yeah, even though as a nonprofit, it started in 62, 63, we describe ourselves as going all the way back to the
Right.
early part. Yeah.
Your utility core path, passable by what, ATV?
Yeah, maybe an ATV. It's meant to be a walking path for the girls' camp in the future to access this area here, which is where they'll have some programming areas and activities and dining facilities. So It'll be run through here, but it won't be a very wide path, it'll be a relatively narrow path. It'll be large enough to install the utilities, I mean, that'll be probably the bigger, that'll be the widest it needs to be, but then the actual path will be a 10-foot path, something like that.
So you have, it's all gonna be underground, you have to blast the trench for the water lines and the electrical conduit and all that? Is that
There
what
may be
happens?
some blasting involved. The soils in through this area are a little bit deeper, but there are, there's ledge.
It's Maine.
It's hard to predict, but I would
Right.
think we should plan on doing some.
How far do you have to bury them?
The water lines are typically 5 feet, although if this is a seasonal use, we might be able to get away a little bit less and then just drain them in the fall.
Right, a couple feet for the power, is that what it is?
Power is 3 feet now.
3 feet.
Yeah.
I've already been asked, your cabins aren't rectangular.
They are not rectangular, no, they aren't. There's been a lot of thought put into the design of those cabins. And the narrow end is where they'll be accessed. So that's kind of why they've oriented that way. I don't have a plan of the cabins, but.
Yeah, I can respond to it and perhaps Nancy, but the actual living space is rectangular, but that shape gives us the opportunity to have little covered porch areas for hanging towels and wet stuff, and just to come in out of the rain. It's a pretty elegant design. The floor area is 550 square feet, so they are modest little cabins. They're designed for between 8 and 12 campers, and then 2 or more adults, because we have lots of close supervision. So it's a very, very modest size but beautiful space meant to be open and airy and light. Nancy, is there anything else that you want to add?
Well, it's also meant to meld into the environment, so that it's not going to be this giant cleared area and plump buildings. They're supposed to be nestled in amongst these sort of nooks, so that they become outside, just kind of part of the trees and the woods.
Yep. And they'll be wood finish too, so they'll weather towards a gray too over time.
Thank you. I believe our next step would be a site visit and then a public hearing at our next meeting. So you have to notify only butters within 500. Is that anybody? Well, technically, it's not at this site, but technically you're part of the boundary lines.
Yeah, we have, Anna, we have a list of abutters, right?
Yeah.
We do.
Most of them would be across the channel, right? They would be.
Yeah, whether if it's within 500 feet. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Of their shoreline, yes. If it's not already, when could it be flagged up for a site inspection? Which means, to me, know where the center line of the road is, have a general idea where the cabin line will be. Obviously, you don't have to do each cabin.
We have some stakes out already where the cabins are. There'll be one stake in the center of each
Right.
cabin, so.
Yeah, so as soon as you're available, we're ready. So, and we'll adjust to whatever your availability is.
The chair is looking for Volunteers. Date can be picked by the first
Is
person.
this week coming up okay? Like I could do Thursday.
As soon as you can, yep.
This Thursday.
2 weeks is, when do they want to do it?
I was thinking I can do it on Thursday. That's my first day.
The only day we couldn't would be this Friday. That's really the only day, so, but other than that, we can do it.
Thursday
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yes, I will have to get out of work. Well, I could leave early, 2:30.
2:30.
But I could be there. Could we set it at like 3?
Yeah, I could be there at 3.
Okay, we could do 3 on Thursday.
3 on Thursday?
Need a minimum one more.
Tony, you want to go?
I'm busy for
Are you
Thursday.
busy?
Yeah, I got moving golden students.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm working till 4.
What about Lester? You busy?
I might not be,
Okay.
I'm not sure yet, I might not be able to find it.
I'm busy this week.
What about next week, John?
More possibilities.
Yeah, next week's
Yeah, next week.
I'm pretty open,
Me too,
generally.
next week would be easier.
I'm gonna be on Westport or Wiscasset somewhere,
Okay,
so.
so what day is better?
I don't have a thing, but I'm pretty wide open during the day.
We could do Monday.
Monday, I'm available Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
You want us three to
Yeah,
go
same
on
here.
Monday?
All right.
Okay.
Monday.
Monday, 20th?
Yeah, Monday at 3?
Monday at 3 is okay?
Monday the 20th.
Next week is the holiday.
And I can
You said,
No, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
This week was a busy week.
Is that set? Monday the 20th at 3?
Two.
Jason, is that set? Monday the 20th at 3?
I've got something.
think so.
I've got
Yeah.
something.
I don't play it, I have my
Oh,
phone.
unless
so-
they don't do it.
Yeah,
You wanna ride
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me? Yeah. Well,
The meeting's probably done,
I
Justin.
think you want to place each
I'm gonna see
race.
if I can get out of it. How's that?
Mhm.
Wanna do
About
that?
quarter.
It ends at 3, so.
20, yeah, okay.
What-
Probably 20 minutes.
So we'll do that.
Way down.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's-
Monday the 20th.
So
If he has a conflict at 3, could you move it to 3:30 or 4? Does that work for you folks?
3:30?
3:30?
Yeah, probably.
Does that help you?
Would be good, yeah.
That would work for me, sure.
Yeah.
3:30 Monday.
From today.
So we have 4 people, if one of us can't do it, we still have enough.
Monday
We have
3:30.
enough.
I'll
We
try.
have three. Well,
3:30, meet
you
where?
said you
At the
would-
main spot.
Follow the visitor signs right down for the Center for Environmental Education. We'll meet you right there on the boardwalk.
Right, sounds good.
How far down is it from the airport?
Just another mile and a quarter.
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Yep,
Could I get a copy of the master plan? I wasn't on the board when, in December when you did that.
We went down there a few years ago, didn't we, on some kind of a project, I think.
I've been.
Hydrogen plan, was that the last thing we did?
Jason, do you want Kevin to heads up, or do you want?
Oh, I could give it to me then, I just wanted to.
Cafeteria or something
Everything.
like
Hydrogen fuel plant,
If
wasn't
you
it?
had it there, that'd be great.
Mhm, Yep.
That was like when you first
What was it?
get to the
Yeah.
facility. All right, and we'll hold a public,
3:30 then at the site.
Yep, just follow all the way down to visitor parking, and we'll meet you there.
Okay, yeah.
And so we're gonna have Tony, are you joining?
Yeah.
Steve, Debbie, Jason, anyone else? Lester? No, okay, so you're 4.
We're gonna have 4 in case somebody couldn't make it for some reason.
That's fabulous, yeah, yeah. And then, when would we expect the follow-up hearing to be?
well, unfortunately, next meeting day falls on Memorial Day, which will be not your meeting, so June 10th. We'll have a public hearing at 7 o'clock. Presuming there's no major fallout, it'll go straight into the review, which you've written out fairly well.
I might be against that.
I'd say your chances are good.
And so after that, then how does signing happen after that? Would that be at a subsequent
If
meeting?
you could have a set of plans ready, we only like to sign like we did tonight with Dollar General, cover sheet.
Mhm.
List, in fact, if you want to look at this, you can, if he didn't put a conditions of approval block, but that matter.
Yes, I can take a look at that.
He looked at all his documents.
I'll make sure we have a thing on cover.
Hand that down so you can look at it for these.
So if we have that on, then
You had that right
if
here.
nothing unexpected came up.
Right, this is a site plan, there's no Mylar, it's just paper.
Just paper.
And we're happy to sign as many as you want, only one will be retained by the town, so.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and in terms of the site walk, just make sure you bring appropriate footwear, so it's a little uneven in there and probably still a little wet, as you all know, so.
Yeah.
It's been a wet spring, so,
And probably text.
yes.
Since I,
So you
pull up
want,
my pant like this morning.
you want to have all the items that
I won't want
submitted
me
listed?
crawled up today, too.
Okay. So that approval block basically lists all the items that were submitted.
That's what, yeah, I kind of designed that with Dollar General, because we haven't,
So it's been a boys camp all these years, but then you started you have the girls, some girls there, right? You
Yeah,
guys said they're off campus and doing different things.
Yeah, we've had co-ed summer programs since '75, and then we've had all-girls programming since '99. Like I said, we've used our campus as as a base to jump off of, and now we're really establishing more equity across the whole program, and also increasing flexibility for the future too. So,
Right, we've got room.
yeah, Well, luckily, yes, we have plenty of room. So, and, you know, like Jan was saying, our goal is to cluster the development, and I think we're doing that pretty well, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to visualize it where it is, if you left the barn and headed off toward the water, away from the boys' dock, that's where it'll be down there then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's this whole area that, you know, when you drive in, you're not seeing necessarily, but it's a beautiful area. So as you can see, there's not a lot of topography, but just some cool little bridges and a nice area there where we'll be able to cluster those cabins.
Right. That sounds good.
Great.
Do you notify your butters?
We will.
Do they notify the butters?
Yeah, is there specific language that you need us to include in that you can give us? Or is it
Did you
just?
submit it? No, we don't have exact language. You submitted a site plan application for development.
And there'll be a public meeting.
And a public meeting at 7 p.m. on
The 20th?
The 10th?
10th. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thought it was a 10.
And how many days notice do they need to have? Is it 7?
7 minimum, I believe.
Okay. I mean, we would need that, but we just want to make sure we understand.
And who publishes the public meeting?
I'll take care of that.
He'll take care of that, and she'll take care of the public
Okay.
newspaper.
Great.
Okay.
Nancy, Anna, any other questions about the steps?
Can you just confirm names of the folks that are coming? So you're coming, Jason?
Yep.
So it's Steve and Tony? Was there a
So
fourth
that
person?
is Monday.
Oh, okay.
I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Monday at 3:30.
Great.
And the next meeting for us is June 10th then.
Right.
Yeah,
Today.
next meeting is June 10th.
10 oversee.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Exciting new project. Great expansion.
Well done.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Very good message. The last time we were out there, it was, it was like this much snow. Those stakes were all in the snow, so.
They might have fallen over.
Those were 10.
They might have fallen over.
They got them in there pretty good, but we'll have to go.
All right. Probably might show up, but they have not.
You've been down there. No, how long have you been down there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been down there since 2002.
You know Dan King?
Dan King. What did he do?
He was, he done a lot of work down there for Toronto. Not there anymore.
What did he do?
It was like, building stuff for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know all the contractors' names that come in.
well, he worked.
Oh, he did?
And then, was this one of their?
He might know.
Maybe Logan does that.
Well,
Maybe.
Those go to other numbers that I'm on. Those go to the other numbers.
Okay, so I'm down to the sidewalks.
So you got a promotion, didn't you?
Love that.
Yeah, so that's-
I said almost four.
what if I had to?
I love that.
Thursday,
But you know, let's get
not being fault.
No, that's in the.
We look forward to having you. You're so crazy.
Cheryl, you want to borrow a copy for?
Yeah, bring your mug boots.
That was what we were trying to.
We need black flies to be down there too, I imagine, huh?
Not yet.
Not
but
yet.
soon.
We had some out here this morning, it was stressful. They're coming.
These ladies want to come?
Yes.
All right. Does anybody else have any further business?
Unless you know somebody that would be interested in serving on the ordinance review.
Yes. Ordinance review is shorthanded to 2 spots.
I'll volunteer and do it if I can. I'm saying I know.
That's 1 out of 2. That's good. We'll take it. June 10th, 5:30.
What's that?
Because I've always been interested in it. I've never felt
Larry House.
Does that help you get a better price than All right. Any comments, questions from the public or the press?
Yes, I'm gonna ask for.
Thanks for getting that for me, Willard, I appreciate that.
What's that?
Thanks for getting that other part for me. I
Oh, yeah,
appreciate that.
of course, yeah, we'll have that next Monday.
Yeah, that's great.
Is that right?
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I was gonna ask for the wording on the motion regarding the condition for the Dollar General for the stakes. I didn't quite get that.
Can you read that? Or the exact wording?
Yeah, the
Of
wording.
the actual
Well,
condition?
you can tell me in general what the motion was.
It says,
It was a condition, I believe.
Right, you can read it right off the plan.
oh,
You can read it right off the plan, sure.
Oh,
It's a sticky.
thank you.
Any further business before us tonight? In that case, entertain a motion to
I
adjourn.
have to make that motion in Mr. Cohen's absence. Big Al, as we know him.
Very good.
I'll second.
Okay. It is not discussable. All those in favor? We're gone at 7:44.
I'll see you all.
Alrighty then.
You got some?